Some of the most disappointing games to release of all time have been Liveservice, and unfortunately, I don't see this trend stopping anytime soon. Companies think they can make bank off of these games, and so they'll keep making them, and another upcoming title, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, was pretty hyped up, but now we can see it is going to be live service hell. I have a bunch of different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So, I wanted to start off with this Forbes article. It says Rocksteady Suicide Squad looks like live service hell. Now, this is a game that I was relatively excited for, and I know a lot of other people were as well. But while it initially looked like it was going to be decent, the more footage that we have seen, the more disappointed people have become, and now we know that it is going to be a live service game, which is definitely a major red flag. It says on Thursday, the highlight of PlayStation's State of Play showcase was meant to be a third-party game, Rocksteady Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, delayed out of last year, but now releasing this May. So yes, unfortunately, this is a game that has been delayed. It has gone through, some technical problems, it seems like, and they needed a lot more time to finish it, but it says after 10 minutes of footage and explanation from Rocksteady, the general takeaway seems to be, wait, that's what this game is? The disconnect is that everyone knows Rocksteady from the Arkham series, the trilogy that famously inspired You Really Feel Like X-Meme, but it was true, you did feel like Batman, as his brawling, sneaking, and mystery-solving made for a compelling series of games, and everyone was incredibly eager to see which DC property Rocksteady would take on next. I personally loved the Arkham series. The games were so fantastic. I would love to get more of them, but unfortunately, we're not going to, and they've decided to basically use the Arkham series as a way to sell this game. It says Kill the Justice League looks like a hard left turn deep into not just a new style of combat, but an entirely new type of game based on the looter-shooter model of Borderlands and the live service ambitions of Destiny or Marvel's Avengers. Now, I liked Destiny. I thought that it was a solid game at its core, which is why I personally didn't mind the direction they went in because the content itself was good. But look at something like Marvel's Avengers. That game was a complete and utter nightmare, and now of course they're shutting it down because it failed so epically. It was not the game that people wanted out of the Avengers, and a lot of people are now questioning if, Suicide Squad is going to be the next Avengers. It says what was shown off raised a lot of red flags, but surveying the reaction online, I wasn't alone. People have been harshly scrutinizing this trailer and kind of the 10 minutes of gameplay that we got because people are sick and tired of games, being very hyped up and then releasing and being complete disasters. A lot of people are worried that this is going to be a nightmare. It says gameplay is incredibly arcadey, focused heavily on aerial combat across all 4 character classes with access to grappling hooks, teleporters, and jetpacks. The game that immediately came to mind when I saw the footage was Crackdown, not a favorable comparison. I don't think that the arcadey gameplay is necessarily bad, but I don't think it's what people want to play all the time. And the problem is that all 4 characters, as it points out, had that arcadey feel to them. It's not like you had 2 and 2, where 2 were more like boots on the ground, and then 2 were like jetpacks and flying around. It feels like while there are multiple characters you can play as, they're all going to play basically the same except for the difference in, main weapon. It says the game is heavily loot-focused. While each character does have a unique kit, they share access to a number of weapon classes that will be looted during the game: SMG, assault rifles, snipers, Gatling guns, etc. When it comes to loot-focused games, of course, there could be very heavy RNG, and that could completely kill an experience. The game is also 4-player co-op like Borderlands, but unlike Borderlands, there is no true solo play. And then we get into some of the monetization, like the game has a battle pass that, of course, they are reiterating is cosmetic only, but I do not trust companies at this point. I will believe that it is a true cosmetic only battle pass when it actually releases, but even so, this is a $70 title. In my opinion, it does not need a battle pass. You should be able to get all of the cosmetics by simply playing the game. I am more okay with a battle pass in a free-to-play game where you don't have to shovel out 70 freaking dollars just to play the base content. And I think that honestly, battle passes are pretty unacceptable in full-price AAA releases. It also says that they have very much made it clear they will support this game with live service features well into the future, like new missions and even new playable characters. Again, I do not trust them. We've heard the same thing with many live service games like Avengers, where they say, we're going to support this for years to come. We have so much content planned out. I will believe it when I see it, because companies are more than happy to drop a game if it's not making them cash. It also says it feels like the game was conceived 5 years ago at the height of the live service trend, but it feels dated now that it's arrived, like another entry trying to ape on Destiny, despite the fact that so many have tried and failed before. People do not like live service games. They very rarely work, and I think that companies need to realize that and recognize that, because whenever I personally hear a live service game, I am instantly worried. It is a red flag. I have a lot of questions up front instead of going, okay, we'll see where this goes. Maybe this will be good. I mean, I've talked about live service titles a lot here on the channel, but here is just 10 of the most disappointing live service games of all time. You had Halo Infinite. It was a good game at its core. The, story was good, but unfortunately, they did just kind of drop supporting it. Call of Duty Vanguard, another game that the combat wasn't necessarily bad, but it ended up dying very quickly. Then you have Marvel's Avengers, one of the worst games to release in the past few years, in my opinion. And then you have things like Anthem. Of course, it did die very quickly. Battlefield 2042, another title that was full price, that shoved a lot of cosmetics into it and a lot of just paid items, and, well, they also abandoned that game. I don't trust companies that are releasing live service games. I don't have anything against Rocksteady, but this game is definitely looking rough, and if you do not like live service titles, you should probably avoid this game. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.